Welcome to the interview show. This is Scott Wood, your host. Today I'm sitting in the tour van of José González. You might also know him from the band Junip. Jose, I'd love it if you could say hi.
Hi, great to be here.
I think I'm going to be in trouble a little bit because you seem to be a guy who likes to give short answers.
Well, it depends if it's more like a conversation or if it's only, I can try to talk more.
I'd appreciate that a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, I was talking with your tour manager earlier, and he says Junip, but you say Junip. Let's clear that up, first of all.
Okay, yeah. So for me, it doesn't matter how people pronounce it. It's sort of like my name. And my mom says Jose or Jose, and Swedish people say José, which doesn't sound as good, but I'm okay. And with Junip, it's similar. Like, depending on which language you talk, it just comes out easier in certain ways. So in Swedish, we have the month June, which is pronounced juni, and in English you have June. So it's very easy to just do Junip when you're talking Swedish and Junip when you're talking in English.
All right, I feel a little bit better because I was kind of scared there that I had mispronounced the name. Phew.
Hi, I'm José González from the band Junip, and you're listening to the interview show with Scott Wood.
What would you do if it all came back to you? Each crest of each wave, bright as lightning. What would you say if you had to leave today? Leave everything behind, even though for once you're shining. Standing on higher ground, when you hear the sounds, you realize it's just a wind. And you notice it matters, doing what you let under your skin. Put to the test, would you step back from the line of fire? Hold everything back, all emotions stand aside. Convince yourself to someone else, back from the world, your lack of confidence. What you choose to believe in takes your right to your fall. Takes your right to your fall. No one else around you, no one to understand you, no one to hear your calls. Look through all your dark corners, when you're backed up against the wall. Step back from a line of fire. What would you do if it all came back to you? Each crest of each wave, bright as lightning. Do the same as you, do the same as you, do the same as you, do the same as you. I do the same as you, we do the same as you, we do the same as you. What you choose to believe in takes your right to your fall. No one else around you, no one to understand you, no one to hear your calls. Look through all your dark corners,
the interview show. This is Scott Wood, your host. You just heard Line of Fire by Junip off their self-titled second release. I've got José González here with me. We're in his tour van. I'd love it if you could say a few words about this one.
Yeah, so Line of Fire is, to us, it felt like the song on the album. I was a bit weary with it because I liked it. We all liked it a lot. I sort of looked at the song as a demo without lyrics and felt like I need a lot of words for this one. So I just started brainstorming and it is a dramatic song in many ways. So I felt like stepping back from A Line of Fire was a appropriate sentence to have this feeling of being somewhere where you shouldn't be and this feeling of change that happens once in a while in life, where you sort of need to change because of the circumstances.
Okay, so José González, everybody remembers you from the mid-2000s. You were a very popular solo artist. Everyone knew you for your cover you did of Heartbeats by The Knife. Now you're in a band called Junip. I'd love it if you could talk a bit about José, the solo artist, Junip, the band. While you do that, I'm going to be playing Heartbeats in the background so people can get their memories jogged.
Okay, so yeah, basically I released 2 albums solo, 2003 and 2007. And with that, I toured a lot around the world. But during that whole time, I still had the band Junip, which we started around 98 or something. So yeah, when I started tour around the world and playing my solo stuff, I really felt like I wanted to go back to a group setting. Felt fun to go back to Junip since we already had a sound and we didn't need to start from scratch. So, and I guess being in a band is of course different from playing solo. So the fact that you're feeding on each other's inspirations and having slightly different tastes, so when all three like something, that's a very nice feeling, because then all of a sudden the band has its own taste compared to each member.
Please introduce these other guys in the band.
Yeah, so we have Tobias Winterkorn, who plays keyboards mainly, and then Elias Araya, who plays drums. But while we're recording, everyone is sort of playing anything.
When you came back from doing your solo stuff, these guys presumably went on with their lives. I was hoping you could tell me what it's like when you give them a call and you're like, you know what? I think I kind of want to do Junip. How did they react?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a couple of times when that's happened. I remember around 2005, I had been out doing like 150 shows and talked about doing something with Junip, and I can't remember their reactions, but they were like, okay, sure.
So I guess what I'm getting at is when you call them and convince them to record a record and go out on the road again, that's going to take some charm.
Take some charm?
Yeah, it's going to take some convincing.
Yeah, I guess so. At least now. I mean, for Tobias' part, I think it was his initiative to tour this album. So yeah, it's like he convinced me by just wanting to go. So that's cool.
So in this case, it was reversed. So how did he twist your arm?
Just by saying that I would like to tour, and I was like, oh, if you like, I like. So. So I have to say, there's no deep we don't need to really charm each other that much.
Okay, so when you're a solo artist, you've been pretty well known for doing covers. Junip, you guys don't do covers. When you're in the shower, what are you singing covers of?
I sing a lot of covers. I don't think of them as covers. I just think of them as good songs that I like to sing. So, Mr. Bombastic, Mr. Romantic, maybe stuff like that.
What song's that?
Can't remember his name, but yeah, I'm joking a bit. There's so many songs that I love to sing. So, Chet Baker is fun to sing.
In the shower?
Yeah, and do like the trumpet solos as whistling solos. Hi, I'm José González from Junip, and you're listening to the interview show with Scott Wood.
She's over you, but you know it's true. But you can't stay here.
To the interview show. This is Scott Wood, your host. You just heard Your Life, Your Call off the self-titled second release of Junip. I've got José González from the band here with me. I'd love it if you could say a few words about that one.
Yeah, that's I think the most poppy song we've ever made as Junip. I remember getting to the studio and all of a sudden Tobias had been alone with producing, and he played up what he had, and it sounded like a radio hit in comparing to our other songs. So yeah, it was fun writing the lyrics. It was the most to me like a lyric that talks about relationships and almost from a teenager's perspective.
Okay, so Rolling Stone, they call what you guys do pastoral kindness. One thing that I love about that is that you guys all met in the Swedish metal scene. So I was hoping you could talk about the last time any of you or all of you rocked out banging your heads up and down to something.
Yeah, I mean we all like it still, but I don't know. There's something with different styles that you might be more convincing to others by playing a certain style than another. I don't think hardcore really suits us anymore.
When people think of Swedish metal, there's definitely stuff that comes to mind, and it's not José González. So I was hoping that you could take me back to 14-year-old José, what he really liked about that music, and what's still in him that loves that music.
Yeah. Well, I was skating, playing basketball, started to play bass in a punk band. Also learning classical guitar, so I was basically doing many things and still doing my homework. So the punk stuff was fun. It was fun to play loud and not that accurate. And that scene, I mean, you mentioned, was it pastoral kindness? It's kind of fun because the whole hardcore scene is loud, but at the same time there was a lot of animal rights movements and social awareness and do-it-yourself movement. So there were many thoughts of how to make a world a better place to live in. So there was kindness, even though people were screaming. Hi, I'm José González from Junip, and you're listening to the interview show with Scott Wood.
Still protecting the magic feather, holding tight to your supporting crutch, writing scripts on worn-out leather, still waiting on a divine touch. Try to ride on waves of activity in every direction. You're the center and you're always free in every direction. Safe enough to abandon the void, and the zero, and the noise. Quiet sounds are picked up and dissected, all veins, shadows reflected. Try to ride on waves of activity in every direction. You're the center and you're always free in every direction. Direction. In every direction. center and you're always free in every direction. In every direction. In every direction. In every direction.
Welcome back to the interview show. This is Scott Wood, your host. You just heard In Every Direction. That's off Junip's first record, Fields. I've got José González here with me. We're in his tour van. I'd love it if you could talk a little bit about this track.
In Every Direction. I think In Every Direction was one of the songs that we wanted to keep a similar feeling on the new album, because it was such a favorite to play live. Many of our other songs have been so sort of like mellow, and In Every Direction we were able to play louder.
As I've been doing this interview, I've been looking at your hands, and I see that you play your guitar with your nail, and I was reading today that you use nail strengthener. Is that true?
Yeah, I think you can see the difference on my nails from left hand and right hand. And it's a way to be able to play every day without going to the nail salon and get the nails done.
It looks like you could open a can with those nails.
I can scratch a cat.
I was reading that you almost got your PhD in biochemistry. You gave it up because music called. I was hoping you could talk about the last time you used your degree.
Yeah, I don't use that much. It's only when people ask about how alcohol is been, what do you say, metabolized in your body, and why you feel sick and stuff. Why some people get more drunk than others.
Do you get that question a lot?
It sort of surfaces once in a while, and I get to mention some aspects. But yeah, it's, and then also when people talk about nutritional stuff with fats and sugars, and then I've forgotten a lot of stuff. And when I was studying, I knew my area, but I didn't know that much else. So sometimes I get a lot of questions, and I tell them I'll look that up, and I'm able to answer maybe the next day after I've checked Wikipedia.
Since you were a solo artist and you went back into a group, usually it's the other way around. An artist leaves a group to become a solo artist. So if I had one of the other guys here, how would they tease you about being a diva?
Not sure. I mean, I'm not sure if I am a diva, but maybe with my nails I'll look a bit like a diva.
I don't think you are a diva, but I'm sure that you guys must tease each other. You're friends for a long time.
Yeah, actually they started teasing me with it seemed to be pointing a lot on stage while we're setting up. So that's a tease.
I don't understand Swedes at all. José, thank you very much for sitting down with me today. I really appreciate that. At the end of the show, I'd like the artist to pick one of their tracks and talk a bit about it as I bring up the music.
Okay. Yeah, I think on tour I've gotten to like Walking Lightly a lot. It was one of my favorites when we were recording because of its sunny feeling. I feel like live this is definitely one of my favorite songs, and Walking Lightly, I was thinking of how to enjoy life. It's short and there's nothing after, so let's enjoy it while we're here.
We're going to listen to Walking Lightly by Junip off their self-titled second release. José, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. Hi, I'm José González from Junip, and you're listening to the interview show with Scott Wood.
We're